have blacked and transed The Odyssey.
Prominent anti-trans, transgender commentator and conservative heroine of common sense Blaire White is fighting the trans takeover and the white replacement. In a 2,700-year-old poem, they made The Odyssey trans and black. Now, who is they? And why did all the white actors conveniently disappear? Let's find out what this brilliant mind has to say.
This movie is, I was gonna say woke as hell. It's like woke from hell. It's that bad. It's like the ultimate DEI, political narrative, psyop.
Is that because the movie itself is the problem, or is it because butthurt right-wing conservatives can't handle the fact that white people don't play every role in every movie?
You see, Greeks are white, and white people are bad.
Watching this back, what is the real issue with this movie? Is it actually because Blaire White cares about historical accuracies? Or is there a different cause for her and other conservatives' outrage? Because as past me will have you know, most of the film's biggest roles are still played by white actors. Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Charlie Theron, Samantha Morton, John Bernthal. How many black actors were there? It's three. It's three. Lupita Nyong'o, who plays the dual roles of Helen of Troy and her sister, Clitoris. The most outrageous thing of them all, the transgender takeover. How many transgender actors were in this movie? Guess. You saw Elliot Page. It's one. It's just fucking Elliot. It's just Elliot Page. Blaire likes to talk about erasure, replacement, and DEI casting.
Imagine if this was about, you know, ancient African gods and he just didn't have any black actor. Like, that would be pretty egregious.
Doesn't matter where the person is from if they accurately represent the story. I would say it doesn't.
But as usual, it's only okay when it's white people.
But the movie is 173 minutes long. Elliot Page and Lupita Nyong'o have a combined screen time of about 9 minutes. And you'd expect Blaire White to at least give a plausible explanation as to why these castings are so problematic. But you know what she says?
You have Lupita Nyong'o playing Helen of Troy, who was described as so beautiful that wars would erupt simply over her beauty. So maybe it hit a little hard when I said white erasure before, but I feel like, what is that if not that? This is a blue-eyed, red-haired woman, you know, goddess, or she was like a half-breed, so like a Nephilim.
A half-breed god would be a demigod, a Nephilim is a half-angel. You are implying that Lupita Nyong'o is ugly.
And then you have Lupita, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I just feel like, would wars really erupt over her beauty? I don't...
Which... If you're sitting in a glass house, why is the beauty of an actress playing a mythological character even important to you? This is egregious and you just dislike her because she's black. Right. They don't look good enough in her eyes to play these roles. This is especially egregious considering how she comments on Elliot Page.
Our friend here is causing a lot of controversy because he's playing Sinon, which is a warrior. I know you can make people taller in movies, obviously, but how tall is Elliot Page? Damn, Elliot Page is 5'1".
Imagine demeaning a fellow transgender man for not being manly enough to play the role of a warrior.
I'm not upset that there's a trans, actor playing a character, but it becomes shoehorned by the fact that Sinon is not even in The Odyssey. You're shoehorning a character from a different story into The Odyssey to make room for Elliot Page, so then it becomes an insertion of a role and a job given, an actor hired that is just fitting a quota.
Page is not a random background cameo inserted to prove a point. His character has an actual function in the story. Yet, Blaire's response is not to discuss the performance or the writing. It is to mock whether he looks manly enough. And I don't need to tell you that this is blatant hypocrisy, because look at the many movies that have been whitewashed, or relevant cultural figures that have been portrayed by white men with more makeup than usual.
The imbecile. Yeah. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
This is quite intentional though, and good on you, Blaire. You're quite good at bigotry. You should consider a sabbatical. I know quite the nice, cozy place for you.
And according to our besties over at Kalshi, people are saying there's a 55%.
Of course, you're promoting gambling too. Fuck off. Honestly. This, by the way, shows you the integrity of these people. But if there are only so few diverse actors and actresses in this movie, why the manufactured outrage about trans replacement and DEI casting? This is similar to my last video, which you should totally check out because it's pretty okay, where an extreme minority is being misused to misrepresent a whole community. In this case, it's kind of reversed, and it's totally dumb. A minority group that is a minority in the movie they're playing in is used to hate the whole minority group. But this is what some of these conservatives and alt-right people like to do. Just as with immigration, they pick a convenient minority and blame structurally unrelated problems on their presence. Now, are there legitimate criticisms with this movie? Definitely. The American accents that sound unnatural to that period of time and break immersion, the use of modern words, not casting Greek-looking people in a movie about Greek mythology. But even those very legitimate criticisms don't warrant the panic of a widespread woke takeover. Blaire basically implies that these minorities are parasites. They are here in this movie where they shouldn't be. But more than that, they are powerful despite being marginalized. Because who exactly is they? Is it the studio? Is it Christopher Nolan himself? Or is it the minorities that self-inserted into the movie? The latter is what she claims about Elliot Page, at least. A role that was solely created for him to appear in the movie. And even debunking that claim with Page's character's explicit function as a critique to Odysseus and to represent the brutal realities of war isn't enough of an explanation to them. Why do these people feel attacked now when groups that have had far less access to meaningful leading roles are finally getting more of them? Because when other people are seen as equal to you, the advantage of being treated as the standard lead disappears. Doing the most to keep the marginalized small, muffling their voices until they can't be heard, and most importantly, not showing them as equals to the standard white lead. It's sad. It's unnecessary. And I wish we didn't need to do this every time a person of color or a non-heteronormative person was on screen. Maybe it's not forced DEI casting. Maybe it's just genuinely skilled actors and actresses that earned their spot in these roles. And your outrage is a signal to normal people that they did everything right. That's it. Come back next time. If you don't, I'll send you on a sabbatical too.